An incident on a regular day, 9 a.m., when Nate, an employee, was outside a taco truck getting breakfast, while Skylar Blocker, operations manager at FTP, walked into the office, startled by heavy knocks at the door, caused by police, yelling forcefully, "Open up!" to open the door. An image of cops surrounding the place with guns aiming towards Skylar, asking if they contain any sort of illegal substance. Just another day at FTP. Zachary Clark, the owner and CEO of FTP, was born and grew up in Clover City, then moved into Crenshaw, a difficult area in which the city become what it is. To work at FTP is a super family experience, as stated by Clark himself. Those who work at FTP are entirely the homies or the homies of the homies. Everybody is fucking with each other, becoming part of a cool environment. As a brand, it doesn't follow any rules compared to other streetwear brands. For FTP, their freestyle, they say fuck it and roll with it, not caring about the opinions of people. Becoming a teenager, most tend to grow into the fuck you attitude, and that's what the brand embraces, therefore related to the specific message. Skylar Blocker, knowing Zach since they were 7 years old, grew up playing basketball at Ladder Little League years later. Around the 10th or 11th grade, Zach moved to the neighborhood, around the block from Skylar. From the transition of basketball to African Americans exploring the streets with freedom that helped them grow up as a young man, observing a different outlook of life and dreaming for something better. The brand FTP got banned from the school that Zach went to, and this only made the hype increase more as the kids desired it more. Ambition grew in Zach to grow the brand, showcasing that the brand itself meant something more than from a positive to a negative. To promote the brand, cake of the population, effort to avoid the school administration, he printed the shirts himself and gave them away to his friends to promote the brand. As a result, the school called every student at Clover City and enforced the rule that if one wears FTP to school, one must remove it and wear a shirt from the lost and found. If the student does not act by the rule, he or she has to leave the school for the day. In 2011, this exact moment gave realization to both Zach and Skylar that the brand had an impact, a push of recognition from the band at the school. This was the start of the myth of the legend of FTP and Zachary Clark. A few years later, in 2015, FTP Spring Lookbook took a controversial method to advertise their upcoming launch, with two people having sex while demonstrating the set of clothes from the collection. In addition, this video was uploaded to Pornhub, which, in response to the video, the collection received great attention. Not only did the controversial design shock the school, but everybody else, especially when it came from young individuals' mind. To aim for the strategy of shock value was completely original for its time. No other brand took such a risk as FTP. To start a brand with the word fuck is a challenge for itself, but the company had pushed through obstacles in which they no longer are being affected negatively. In 2012, Clark started working for Keith Huffnagan, the founder of the brand Huff, as an intern at first, and got hired to work in the warehouse where he learned about the clothing business and the process of development. Zach remains anonymous to not be directly connected to the brand itself. The idea for FTP is to have its own life, its own identity. From a private identity, Zach, preferring to keep it low-key, doesn't really participate on social media by posting photos of his life. Although there have been instances where we have seen his face, he's been covering his face since around 2013, escaping over felony gun charges that could almost result in substantial prison sentence in 2020. As a founder of FTP, he has kept the company as authentic as the day it originated. He learned the dark and bright side of everybody's desires. For instance, not everybody in there is to help, but use such position of status for personal gain. He said at finest, choose your friends wisely and choose the people that you really fuck with wisely. Spring lookbook. FTP gathered a new stardom when Frida Santana modeled for the summer lookbook. In the year 2016, after leaving Huff to fully focus on FTP, Zac ended up collaborating with Huff for a small collection. 2019, Zac, being a fan of his for years, collaborates with Travis Baker for the winter 2019 lookbook after meeting him through friends, Suicide Boys. Travis Baker embodies the message that Zac tries to get across. DC Shoes releasing classic skate shoes in the 90s for collaborating with FTP, accepting what the brand represents, allowing complete creative control and supporting throughout the whole journey. Zac states that not a lot of bigger brands choose not to collaborate with FTP. As stated in a Complex interview, Zac explores the idea of opening up a temporary or permanent store for the 10-year anniversary in 2024. He wants the store to be an experience in which the store is only open a few days of the week. Although FTP carries a controversial following, the brand has successfully established a respectable reputation as a streetwear brand. Zac, in forever evolving and developing the brand, has stayed loyal to his work for the past 10 years, and it's the respect that we give as a community for the message that represents the brand. Fuck the population.